So what was the hardest thing when starting your business? What did you find the hardest thing to do was?
Getting known.
Yeah.
Without having, because when we started the business, we started with no money. We didn't finance. We'd just moved house, so our personal cash was kind of depleted. So we had to do everything without spending anything, which starting a business doing that is incredibly difficult.
It is hard.
So yeah, just getting those first few clients on with us, and in all honesty, it happened just because I talked to everybody. You know, I was at the gym one day and I happened to...
You're a networker.
Well, it wasn't even networking. I was at the gym and I happened to be chatting to the gym owner. And, you know, we got to know each other over a few weeks. And she said she wasn't happy with her accountant. So, you know, she came on as a client. She had a couple of different businesses. So she ultimately brought those businesses on. She then referred us to one of her friends who took us on. And, you know, it just kind of snowballed from there.
So how many clients do you have now?
200 or 300.
Wow.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but it's in the hundreds.
Yes, it's impressive, very impressive. So when trying to find those clients, did anything take off? Like, was there a period of time where you're like this is a bit iffy, we need to start getting more clients, or did it suddenly just
it just
boom?
Within I think within a month we had started taking on more clients, and again this was through no marketing. It was just chatting to people, and then chatting to people, and those people were chatting to people, and it was all luck, confidence, and just being assertive, and you know,
and skill.
Yeah. Exactly.
With your, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but once people are kind of got an accountant, is it true that they don't tend to really leave unless they're not happy? Is that the main reason?
Generally speaking, yeah. You don't tend to see people leave unless they're not happy.
Because it's a chore.
It is a chore.
Swapping over, and
you know, also you kind of build up that trust with your accountant, because ultimately you are trusting them with your business. You know, you're trusting them to make sure things are done correctly, things are done on time. More importantly, you're paying as little tax as possible. So you know, you've got to have trust and faith in your accountant. So once you've built that up with someone, you do find it very difficult to leave. I think nowadays it is becoming a bit more common.
Is that the simplicity, like you got Xero and whatnot?
I don't.
It's easy to just switch over account.
I think to a certain extent, yes. But I think particularly people who've been in business for a long period of time and have been with the same accountant for that long period of time, a lot of the older accountants aren't adapting as quickly to the kind of newer packages that are out there, the cloud-based accounting, and you know, new business owners want to have that information at their fingertips. They want to be able to log in when they're woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning and be able to see exactly what their profit and loss looks like. And I think a lot of the older generation of accountants aren't necessarily adapting as quickly.